and stop release.
Lily, I'm gonna let you do the bringing people in.
Oh, why did I?
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the awards ceremony. We're just going to give it a minute to let people come in and join us.
Oh, what happened here? Mute my audio.
It's up and down. If you want to go ahead and start, Jessica.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our 2024 ACNM Awards Ceremony. It's truly an honor to be here to celebrate the exceptional midwives and allies who have made significant contributions to the field of midwifery. Tonight is a wonderful opportunity to recognize their dedication, compassion, and commitment to serving both their communities and the profession. I'm looking forward to celebrating their achievements and the positive impact they've had on so many lives. I hope you're ready for an amazing celebration. Feel free to grab a glass of your favorite beverage and snacks throughout the night. This evening, my co-host is Alexis Dunn-Amore. Alexis is our vice president. Thank you for joining me and agreeing to be my co-host this year, Alexis.
My pleasure. Hopefully it won't get too noisy with little people running around, but I'm very excited to be here. Welcome everyone to this year's awards ceremony. It's my pleasure to be here with the team.
Thank you. So even though it's virtual tonight, I decided to get all dressed up, at least from the waist up. I can't promise what's happening down below.
Me either.
I hope everyone's ready to enjoy themselves. But first, I want to remind everyone of ACNM's mission and vision. Our vision is midwifery for every community. And our mission is to support midwives, advance the practice of midwifery, and achieve optimal, equitable health outcomes for the people and communities midwives serve. We keep these two statements front and center in everything that we do.
I guess it's my turn, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so let's let this award ceremony begin. Tonight, we will be honoring our newest fellows, midwives, students, and supporters who through practice, research, education, and advocacy are doing some really awesome things in the community. So we know our midwife community is truly special, and it's great to get to honor these people tonight. So as the immediate past president of the Fellows Board of Governors, I know just how special it is to have the opportunity to welcome a new group of just amazing, accomplished midwives into the Fellows of the ACNM family. So it is truly my pleasure to introduce Dr. Sasha James Contarelli, the current Fellow Board of Governors President, to welcome the 2024 Fellow inductees.
Good evening and welcome. It is truly my honor. Thank you, Dr. Dunamore and Dr. Brumley for having me here. And I am so honored to be the one to announce and help to usher in 47 of our new midwifery fellows into our fellows family. And so without further ado, let's begin. So our first new fellow is Kathleen Albert. Kathleen, after completing her DNP degree, she played an integral role in the initiation of a nurse midwifery practice at Marquette Neighborhood Health Center. She has been faculty at Marquette University since 2018 and is the program director of the Nurse Midwifery program since 2021. She thoroughly enjoys educating future midwife providers, and the care and relationship she develops with each nurse midwifery student that she encounters. Our second is Nicole Anthon, who's a nurse midwife from the Navajo Nation. She has over 13 years of nurse midwifery experience practicing in rural hospitals and community birth settings in New Mexico. She founded the Changing Women Initiative in 2015 with the mission to empower our diverse Indigenous communities to protect cultural birth, resiliency, and the fundamental human right to reproductive health, dignity, and justice. Emily Barr is an assistant professor of Cizik School of Nursing at UT Health in Houston. Dr. Barr joined the Children's Hospital Colorado's HIV program in 2001, where she managed the HIV and vaccine research program. Dr. Barr studies the relational healthcare decision-making process and vaccine confidence with a focus on patient-provider trust, silver linings, intellectual humility, and telehealth used to promote engagement in care in youth, pregnant, postpartum, and breastfeeding people with HIV. Captain Jessica D. Beard. Captain Beard has been a member of the United States Navy for over 35 years. In Iwakuna, Japan, she led during the planning and phased establishment of Navy's Medicine first freestanding birth center, a $176 million project that remains of high military interest. She now works as the Sexual Assault Prevention and Response Officer for a Navy region in Hawaii and is responsible for policies, practices, regulations, and personnel training in Hawaii, Korea, parts of Japan, and Australia. Elisa F. Bell is an associate professor at the University of Arizona. Her clinical practice, which is primarily a home birth provider in the Chicago area, drives her program of research striving to improve the well-being of mothers and infants by promoting physiologic birth, a positive birth experience, healthy mother-infant interaction, and increased understanding of oxytocin role in perinatal outcomes. Her current NIH-funded randomized controlled trial will soon serve as a rich database to midwifery researchers containing childbirth variables and measures before and after of psychosocial and oxytocin variables. Katie Daly is practicing in Washington, D.C., and is a faculty member with the Georgetown University School of Nursing, Midwifery, and Women's Health program. She's the lead clinician for the Healthy Start home visiting program to provide training to staff and medical consultations to clients. Her doctoral work in the Georgetown Doctor of Nursing Practice program is focused on evaluating telehealth prenatal care. Laura Murphy Delos. In 1991, she's a 1991 graduate of the UCSF SFGH Midwifery Education Program. She practiced clinically in California, Kentucky, Missouri, and Iowa over the past 33 years. Laura is currently at the University of Iowa and is faculty in the recently established UIHC Nurse Midwifery Education Program. Catherine Erb has worked as a nurse midwife for over 17 years, currently a decanal postdoctoral fellow in nursing research at Yvonne L. Munn Center for Nursing Research at Massachusetts General Hospital. Her research focuses on optimizing pregnancy nutrition in vulnerable populations, specifically those with food insecurity and pregnant individuals of color. Mari Carmen Farmer, a first-generation Afro-Latina midwife who has been engaged in reproductive justice work for over 20 years. She is AmeriCorps alum, a seasoned doula and childbirth educator, an experienced facilitator and mentor and leader in the local midwifery community. She is also the founder of the Midwifery y Maestra, a consulting collaborative focused on building capacity and nurturing community among midwives. Denise Frizalka has over 26 years as a certified nurse midwife, is currently working at the University of Wisconsin Hospital and Clinics, precepting students, and serves as a gestational diabetic content expert. She received the Leadership Development for Private Practice Development Awards from ACNM Foundation and the ACNM Excellence in Teaching Award while faculty at the University of Kansas. Eva Freed. Eva is the clinical director for the Nurse Midwifery Program and Women's Health Nurse Practitioner Programs at Frontier Nursing University, the current chair of the ACME Board of Commissioners, and the chair of the ACNM Publications Committee. Linda George. Linda is a Class 4 graduate of Frontier Nursing University and has practiced in rural South Carolina for the majority of her career. She serves on the affiliate development and support committees. She also is she's active in reproductive and sexual health initiatives in South Carolina, serving on the board of directors for the Darlington County First Steps. Amy Giles. Amy graduated from the Parkland School of Nurse Midwifery in 2002 and is a clinical assistant professor at Baylor University. She owns the Allen Midwifery and Family Wellness, a birth center and hospital practice in Allen, Texas, where she was the first birth center CNM to obtain hospital privileges. Amy worked on the Texas Mortality Review Committee and served on the steering committee for the Texas AIM Birth Center workshops. Greta Gill has been board certified since 2000. Greta has provided community and hospital birth care but found her calling in community health, where she has worked since 2008. Greta is the director of the midwifery for El Rio Health in Tucson. She has championed, and she's a champion of innovation with achievements such as implementation of the accredited alongside midwifery unit and midwifery residency for new grad CNMs. Nathan Gueret graduated from Vanderbilt University School of Nursing in 2013 and has practiced midwifery at the University of South Florida for the entirety of his 10-year career. He's the director of the outpatient midwifery and obstetrics. His work has focused on patient safety and care quality initiatives and mentoring less experienced midwives in growing their clinical skills and scope. Nate is most proud of that he has helped to create, grow, and sustain a robust, gender-affirming clinic that is one of the few of its kind in the Tampa Bay region. Priscilla Hall is an assistant professor at Nell Hodgkins Woodruff School of Nursing at Emory University in Atlanta, Georgia. Priscilla's research focuses on agency in childbirth and on care practices that support normal, healthy childbirth within the hospital, as well as out of the hospital settings. Priscilla is a co-author of the 2018 study, Neonatal Outcomes of Water Birth, and the 2022 meta-analysis of maternal and neonatal outcomes of water birth, a systemic review and meta-analysis to examine intrapartum interventions and maternal and neonatal outcomes following immersion in water during labor and water birth. Nancy Harmon opened a home birth practice in 2002, providing care in 19 counties. After 5 years in Southern Africa supporting breastfeeding, clean water, and protein supplements of under fives, she returned in 1991 from Midwifery School at Frontier. Recently, Nancy did public health fieldwork in Jamkhed, India, developing a gestational diabetes teaching module for village health workers. Martha Harvey has been a midwife for over 30 years, now provides GYN services in a local primary care office. She's also a regional clinical faculty for Frontier Nursing University. Melissa Hatter. Melissa has practiced as a full scope certified nurse midwife for over 12 years in Alabama and Georgia. She's currently pursuing her PhD in nursing at Georgia State University with a research focus on postpartum depression. She's participated in clinical training of dozens of students in nursing and medicine, including nurse midwifery and physician assistant students from programs across the United States. Michelle Helgeson began practicing midwifery in 1985, has been a co-owner of an independent midwifery practice. She's currently a founding partner of the Midwife Solution, a platform that advocates for increased access to midwives in Massachusetts as part of the solution to the current maternal health crisis. Amelia Henning is the director of the Mass General Hospital Lactation Program, a staff midwife in the midwifery division of the Department of OBGYN and Mass General, and a teaching associate with Harvard Medical School. She co-founded the Midwives in Lactation Collective in 2022, is a member of the Massachusetts Breastfeeding Coalition, and sits on Massachusetts WIC Medical Advisory Board. Haley Hoffman is a midwife working in Baltimore, Maryland at Columbia Women's OBGYN Group. She's one of the founding members of the Midwives in Lactation Subcommittee of ACNM. She founded and ran the outpatient breastfeeding medicine clinic at University of Maryland. Mariana Sarai Holland. Mariana Holland is the owner of a birth center in Arizona. She's a faculty at the University of Arizona's doctoral program with a focus on midwifery education. She practices full-scope midwifery in home, birth center, and hospital.
You go.
Jennifer Kelly is a certified nurse midwife boasting 2 decades of expertise, delivers a comprehensive midwifery care at Trinity Health IHA in Ann Arbor. She's a regional clinical director of the midwifery program for Southeast Michigan. Globally, she has practiced in outreach in East Timor to enhance midwifery and healthcare access for patients in remote areas. Katie Kivlagan has been serving New Mexico families as a certified nurse midwife for over 10 years, is an assistant professor at the University of New Mexico College of Nursing, is the co-director of the University of New Mexico Birth Companion Program, a birth justice-focused program that aims to provide respectful, compassionate, and non-judgmental care in birth. Dana Langford co-founded Village of Healing, a community development organization focused on healing and empowering the village to eliminate social determinants of health and decrease disparities. She founded Dana M. Langford Consulting, an enterprise focused on uplifting communities and addressing systemic injustices through education, executive coaching, and advocacy. She serves as the chair of the Enlightened Solutions and a member of the Cleveland Rape Crisis Center Board. Heidi Loomis. Heidi has practiced as a midwife and FNP for over 3 decades in Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Pennsylvania. She's a regional clinical faculty at Frontier Nursing University. Recent doctoral research focused on biases that midwifery students across the U.S. experience in their clinical settings. Shannon Mask is a full-scope midwife at the UNC Healthcare Center, is adjunct clinical instructor for UNC School of Medicine, and is working on several research studies. Emily Malloy. Emily has been practicing clinically for over 12 years. She's the director of midwifery research at Aurora Healthcare in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. She is an editor of the 5th edition of the Simpkins Labor Progress Handbook 2024. Anne McCarthy. She began her midwifery career at a freestanding non-for-profit birth center in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She began her midwifery career she's a clinical faculty at the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center. And she became the clinical director of the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania clinic in 2010. Shelley McGrew has been caring for pregnant people and attending births for 30 years. She's a full-scope midwife in Tucson, Arizona, serving diverse populations at the FQHC El Rio Health Center. Recently joined the faculty as an assistant clinical professor for midwifery at the University of Arizona. Colleen Moreno. Colleen is the director of Stanford University's Faculty Nurse Midwifery Service and Centering Pregnancy Program. She's the chair of the San Francisco Bay Area chapter of CNMA. Colleen plays a pivotal role in obstetrics and gynecology resident training, Stanford's physician assistant curriculum, and precepting nurse midwifery students from various programs nationwide. Sarah Nikes, Dr. Sarah E. Nikes has served in the military for 24 years. Her breadth of experience as an OR technician of combat surgical hospital, perinatal nurse, certified nurse midwife, chief nurse midwifery officer, and midwife consultant to the Air Force Surgeon General. She has presented at multiple national and international conferences. Sarah Obermeyer. Sarah Obermeyer is practicing full scope midwifery in Los Angeles, California. Is clinical faculty at Frontier Nursing University. Sarah is a spiritual director and co-leads workshops in racial justice. Luna Rodriguez. Dr. Luna Rodriguez is a certified nurse midwife with over 3 decades of experience across public, private, and federal health sectors, specializing in cultural sensitivity and trauma-informed care. The founder of the non-for-profit Body and Soul Sovereignty United, she champions advocacy and the empowerment of all women to make informed health decisions, aiming to destigmatize trauma effects and promote personal sovereignty in health. Dr. Rodriguez seeks to interrupt the cycle of inner and transgenerational trauma. Sharon Rayuk, an associate professor at the University of New Mexico College of Nursing. Her research focuses on the biobehavioral contributions of chronic stress to adverse pregnancy outcomes in the maternal-infant dyad, particularly perinatal mental health. A Policy Center for Maternal Health State Policy Fellow. Katie Schultz. Katie Schultz is currently serving in the Navy's Bureau of Medicine and Surgery as a director for the secondary and specialty care as the head of the Office of Women's Health. Concurrently, she is serving as the specialty leader for the nurse midwife community and is an advisor to the director of the Navy Nurse Corps and Navy Surgeon General. She has led the implementation of several processes improvement initiatives at multiple military treatment facilities, including postpartum hemorrhage, safety bundles, and the stand-up of walk-in contraception clinics. Kathleen Scott has been a midwife since 2008. She co-founded a volunteer doula program using allied health students to provide bedside support for long-term antepartum and intrapartum patients. She received the Excellence in Educational Services Award through the University of Nebraska. Laura Shapiris, a certified nurse midwife since 2005. She has worked in full-scope midwifery practice in hospital settings in New York City. Internationally, she has worked with Doctors Without Borders. Catherine Simon. Catherine has owned and operated the North Metro Midwives PA Clinic. Catherine Simon is the midwifery program manager for Alina Health. Catherine's passion is to empower the birthing individual and their families and to help to reduce disparity within the healthcare delivery system. Emily Slocum. Dr. Emily Slocum has practiced midwifery for almost 20 years, has served diverse communities in Bronx and Nashville, Tennessee, as well as in the Democratic Republic of Congo with Doctors Without Borders. Emily serves as a full-time faculty in the midwifery department at the University of Pennsylvania and School of Nursing. Lori Swain. Graduated in 2016 from Oregon Health Science University. In 2022 was awarded Outstanding Preceptor. Lori is a past president and board member of the Oregon affiliate. Sarah R. Weinstein became a midwife in 2014, is currently part of an interdisciplinary community of lactation practice. She's the co-chair of the Arizona ACNM Advocacy Committee and is the founding member of the new ACNM Breastfeeding Subcommittee. Nicole Lynn Wheeler. Dr. Wheeler leads the midwifery program at Wayne State University. She's a co-principal investigator on $2.6 million HRSA, a new grant integrating student nurse midwives into underserved Metro Detroit clinics. She's currently serving as a principal investigator and leading a similar $2.6 million HRSA, a new grant. Janet A. Williams is a board-certified midwife with 20 years of experience in a hospital midwifery practice. Janet is the CEO of Transitions Women Health, LLC. She's a consultant, author, and creator of BLACK, Mothers Interrupted. This proprietary framework guides healthcare providers through education about implicit bias and racism and their effect on maternal care delivery. Jennifer Williams has been practicing midwifery in New Mexico since 2003, enjoys teaching and mentoring new midwives and other healthcare students, and feels it is an honor to take care of families. Last but not least, Andrew Yeomans. He's actively involved in multiple professional organizations, including ACNM, American College of Cardiology, and the Wilderness Medical Society. He has represented ACNM on the AIMS Sepsis and Obstetrical Care Bundle and currently serves on ACNM Foundation Board. Andrew is currently a PhD candidate at the University of Michigan. Would all the new fellows please turn on your cameras if you are here and proudly display yourselves as a new class of 2024 fellows, and welcome to the family. Congratulations to all of you. Round of applause. Very well deserved.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's always such an honor. I mean, I know we're on Zoom, but it feels so exciting. Congratulations. Hopefully when we get back together, we'll be able to recognize you all and give you that time to really bring you before the group. So thank y'all so, so much.
Congratulations, everyone.
I love seeing all the ribbons and the medals.
No, I'm trying to flip through all my screens because everybody, so many people here. Congratulations. All right, so we will keep moving with the program. So y'all, you can keep your cameras on, keep on your, we did this to be with you. So we're trying to hang in there with you. So now we want to kind of move forward with the program. We have many more awards we like to give. So right now I'd like to welcome the Deputy Editor of the Journal of Midwifery and Women's Health, Dr. Ara Kantrowitz-Jordan, to present the Journal Awards.
Thank you, Alexis. I'm so glad to be here tonight. Each year, the Journal of Midwifery and Women's Health associate editors rank, review, and research articles according to specified criteria. Then awards committees comprised of peer reviewers, one committee for each award, review the top-ranked articles using the same criteria, and a winner is determined. Our first award is for Best Review Article. The Best Review Article award goes to Amy Go, Molly Altman, Lucinda Canty, and Joyce Edmonds for their article, Communication Between Pregnant People of Color and Prenatal Care Providers in the United States, an Integrative Review. The Best Research Article Award goes to Melva Kraft Blackshear and Peggy Kahn for their article, Midwives and Other Perinatal Health Workers' Perceptions of the Black Maternal Mortality Crisis in the United States. The Mary Ann Shaw Best New Author Award goes to Rebecca Benfield and Edward Newton for their article, Use of External Uterine Electromyography Across Stage 1 Labor. I would also like to thank all our peer reviewers for 2023. We recognize several reviewers who are named outstanding peer reviewers for 2023. They all provided the highest quality and quantity of reviews in 2023. These are Teresa Sipe, Michelle McGregian, Julie Model Santiago, Anjali Madeira, Terry Clark, Heather Bradford, Betty Shern Hughes, Beth McManus, Tia Angrigetti, Rachel Bremen, Barbara Hackley, Janelle Komorowski, Jennifer Wu, and Karen Grace. Congratulations to all the award winners.
Thank you so much. Our congratulations to all of the journal award winners. Now we're going to move on to our illustrious ACNM Awards. So I am pleased to have the opportunity to present the Outstanding Preceptor Awards. So the Outstanding Preceptor Awards honor preceptors of student midwives who have shown outstanding qualities for leadership and teaching, have been a mentor for multiple students, and have repeatedly promoted high standards of midwifery education. As always, there are not enough wonderful words for these amazing people. Without them, there would be no more of us. Without these extraordinarily committed midwives, education programs could not survive. And the preceptor's impact lasts throughout the entire professional life of the students. So our first award goes to Vanderbilt University preceptor Hannah Diaz, Case Western Reserve University preceptor Teresa Edwards, Georgetown University preceptor Elizabeth Fontenot, Oregon Health and Science University preceptor Lucille Glick, University of Minnesota preceptor Sarah McCullough, Case Western Reserve University preceptor Lauren Mix, Marquette University preceptor Mary Ann Shearer, and University of Utah preceptor Christina Whiting. Let's give all of them a round of applause for their excellent contributions. You know, we have a lot of preceptors, and hopefully in the years to come, all of the schools can commit to submitting these names forward because, as I've said, our programs would not be what they are without our preceptors. So thank you for your service, and thank you for the time that you pour into our profession. I'll now turn it over to Jessica to present the next award.
Thank you, Alexis. Our next award is the Excellence in Teaching Award. The Excellence in Teaching Award honors midwifery education program faculty. Nominations for this award are especially meaningful as they come from the students themselves. I know I can clearly remember my faculty members a few years ago, and I am eternally grateful for how they guided me during those early days of my midwifery career. And I can say for sure that it's the foundation that I received in my midwifery education program that has led me to this point today. So I'm really eternally grateful for all of our hardworking midwifery faculty. So our excellent teachers for 2024 are University of Kansas Nurse Midwifery Education Program outstanding teachers Christy Everts and Kendra Fawcett, Vanderbilt University Nurse Midwifery Education Program. Caitlin Gibbons, Georgetown University Nurse Midwifery Education Program. And Lindsay Locklear, Marquette University Nurse Midwifery Education Program. And lastly, from the University of Illinois at Chicago, Mary Dawn Koenig. Thank you so much for all that you do to help to provide the foundation for our future midwives. Couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much. Next up, Alexis will introduce our Public Policy Award.
All right, I am pleased to announce the winners of our Public Policy Award. This year, it was really hard, and so we decided to select two winners. So we went with one for federal level work and one for state level work. So this award recognizes a legislative, regulatory, or health policy effort that furthered the profession of midwifery or significantly impacted the practice of midwifery nationally or locally. So the first honor goes to Debbie Jessup for her federal level work. For 18 years, Dr. Jessup was a health policy advisor in the office of former Congresswoman Lucille Roybal Allard. In that position, she was actively engaged in health appropriations work, as well as helping the Congresswoman develop a robust public health, nursing, and maternal health legislative agenda. She holds the distinction of being the only midwife to have ever worked in Congress and the longest tenured nurse to serve as a staffer in Congress. Bills that she helped write and shepherd through the Congress include the Sober Truth on Preventing Underage Drinking Act, passed in 2006 and reauthorized in 2016, the Newborn Screening Saves Lives Act, which was passed in 2007 and reauthorized in 2014, the Moms for the 21st Century Act, the Midwives for Moms Act, the Increasing Care and Access to Nurses Act, and the 113th Congress Health Equity and Accountability Act. She has also helped the Congresswoman found and chair the Public Health Caucus and the Maternity Care Caucus, and staffed her boss as co-chair of the Nursing Caucus. Dr. Jessup is a frequent lecturer to health professional groups on the legislative and appropriations processes and how to be effective at organizational advocacy. I am pleased to present the Public Policy Award to Debbie Jessup. Let's give her a round of applause. That is amazing. And that was just a little glimpse of it. We just give little snippets of what these midwives are doing. The second honor goes to Karen Kelly for her state level work. Since her graduation from State University of New York, downstate, with an MS in midwifery in 2011, she has been deeply committed to working with ACNM for the expansion of the CM credential. She serves as the Committee of Midwife Advocates for the Certified Midwives, CMAC, Vice Chair. She has tirelessly advocated for the CM credential in multiple states, including Hawaii and Virginia, and has also supported other states on their own initiatives to advocate for the CM credential. Since her involvement with CMAC, several states have achieved licensing for the CM credential. Very few states have achieved ideal legislation, and so not only has Ms. Kelly supported midwives passing legislation, but also continued support in the efforts to improve these laws. It is my honor to present the Public Policy Award to Karen Kelly. Thank you, Karen, for your service. All right, back to you, Jessica.
I love this so much. This has got to be my favorite day of the year, getting to honor all of this amazing work. It's just thrilling. Our next award is the Media Award. And the ACNM Media Award honors a media event, a book, a film, or an expression of art that represented midwifery in an accurate and positive manner, and in doing so helped to promote the profession of midwifery. Going along with this year's theme of having multiple awardees, we decided that we would have two recipients this year. The first recipient is an individual. This recipient is Ana Sofia Barber de Brito. She played a key role in the Rhode Island PBS series on disparities in maternity care and maternal mortality, which was released in 2023. And she's active in the Brown Medical School and advocating for birth justice to medical students. She organized a showing of birthing justice at the medical school and brought Ebony Marcel as a host. She identifies as an abolitionist and is very vocal on social media about regarding nonviolence advocacy in Israel and Palestine. Our second recipient is the 7th edition of Varney's Midwifery. This updated edition has unquestionably exceeded in doing just what we needed from this edition. It's expanding and updating in expanding and updating the textbook that has formed the foundation of midwifery education in the United States for decades. The editors, Julia Philippi and Ira Cantoris-Gordon, have created an indispensable resource that represents midwifery at its best. This recently published edition is essential to the promotion and advancement of the profession. A large and diverse team of midwifery experts, including Pam Reese, Takoa King, Nicole Carson, Mary Barger, and Melissa Avery, contributed their knowledge and expertise in the development of this book. Their collaborative efforts have resulted in a book that accurately represents updated midwifery core competencies and evidence-based information while staying true to midwifery's longstanding commitment to holistic and person-centered care. Barney's editors and authors updated this classic text to focus on the broader context of social and structural pressures on health, the recognition of historically disadvantaged communities, and the promotion of health equity. New additions include essential topics such as diversity and inclusivity of persons seeking midwifery care, gender-affirming care, early pregnancy loss, abortion, and infant feeding that includes human milk substitutes. And evidence of its tremendous impact in just 6 months after publication, this book was already implemented in 35 midwifery programs and sold over 2,500 copies. The profession of midwifery has evolved, and Barney's Midwifery 7th edition has risen to the call in accurately representing and advancing the profession while grounding new learners in essential knowledge. I know it was truly an honor for me to participate as an author, and many of our board members did as well. This work was truly outstanding. Let's take a moment and thank and congratulate these awardees. Thank you so much. Yes.
All right, moving on. Next, I have the honor of presenting the Distinguished Service Award. So this award recognizes a CNM or CM for an unusual and exemplary effort in the field of community service, innovation and midwifery practice, education, or research. This year's Distinguished Service Awardee has been described as a distinguished icon throughout their 45 years of providing service to and for the benefit of others. Asma Ing Hanif was the first in her family to attend college. Asma graduated from Howard University as an RN and the Medical University of South Carolina midwifery program under Helen Burst in 1987. She established a health and social services center to care for the underserved and uninsured women and children. Asma Hanif has been a tireless advocate for the underserved, focusing on women and children who have been left homeless, uninsured, or in dangerous situations due to domestic violence. Her groundbreaking work in establishing the Al-Nisa shelter in 1987 marked the first of its kind, a sanctuary specifically for Muslim women in America, providing not just shelter, but holistic care that respects cultural and spiritual needs. Her distinguished service work includes being a midwife truly in and of her community. Her work includes providing and organizing volunteer health services in public schools, as well as providing health services to the homeless, to women in shelters, to those in group homes, and to those in foster care. She performs physicals for the mentally and physically challenged, which allows them to be able to participate in the Special Olympics. A midwife on a mission, Hanif provides free blood pressure screenings in community centers for the elderly and cancer and vaginal health awareness seminars with free breast exams at women's conferences. She teaches workshops on how to prevent breast cancer through diet and self-breast exams, and how to achieve or avoid pregnancy through fertility awareness. She has also been an invited speaker at women's health symposiums at the United Nations. Along with Dorothea M. Lang, she presented at the United Nations on international health issues and has spoken at the Nigerian Embassy on human trafficking. She was mentioned in an Essence article written by actress Tatiana Ali and was also asked by her to be a part in her movie documenting her birth experience. In 2016, she was invited to the first White House Summit on the United State of Women by First Lady Michelle Obama. Her life and impact in society, both nationally and internationally, has truly been the definition of an icon, deserving of a Distinguished Service Award. Please put your hands together and let's honor our dear colleague and midwife friend, Dr. Asma Ing Hanif. And I believe she's here. If you want, is she there? I thought I saw her come on. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Our next award is the Exemplary Partner Award. This award honors an individual or organization partner that aided in the development and advancement of midwifery. Tonight, we have the opportunity to honor New Jersey First Lady Tammy Murphy. She has been a key advocate for midwifery in New Jersey since taking office in 2018. She's focused on legislative, regulatory, and health policy efforts aimed at improving maternal and infant health outcomes, particularly for Black individuals who face disproportionate challenges. Notably, she initiated the Nurture New Jersey campaign to address maternal and infant morbidity and mortality rates in the state. Her efforts included involving midwifery leaders in strategic decision-making processes and advocating for equal reimbursement rates for midwifery care under New Jersey Medicaid. Additionally, she supported policy changes to strengthen the certified midwifery workforce, including securing waivers for certified midwives practice authority and facilitating their enrollment as Medicaid providers. She also allocated funding for the New Jersey Midwifery Education Project to enhance midwifery training and education. Overall, Murphy's leadership has significantly elevated the profile of midwifery care in New Jersey and contributed to efforts to make the state the safest and most equitable place for childbirth and infant care. It's an honor to present the 2024 Exemplary Partner Award to First Lady Tammy Murphy. Thank you. Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So our next award is the Health Equity Award. So the Health Equity Award honors an exceptional midwife who is an ACNM member and has provided outstanding contributions in advancing health equity and eliminating health disparities through clinical practice, education, administration, scholarship, research, community building, or advocacy. Tonight, we honor Malicia Escobar. Dr. Malicia Escobar, a distinguished nurse midwife and women's health nurse practitioner, has made significant strides in promoting health equity and diversity within the healthcare field. In her roles of both clinical faculty director and program director at Georgetown University School of Nursing, she has championed equitable practices in faculty hiring and development, resulting in a more diverse and inclusive team known for their work in health equity. Dr. Escobar spearheaded the development of a pioneering health equity curriculum, leading to increased awareness and preparedness among graduates to address health disparities. She has also been actively engaged in service work related to diversity, equity, inclusion, and justice, serving on advisory boards and participating in national initiatives such as the Anti-Racism in Medicine Curriculum Coalition. Her contributions have not only impacted Georgetown University Medical Center, but have also influenced national conversations and initiatives within the midwifery and women's health professions. It is an honor to present the ACNM Health Equity Award to Dr. Malicia Escobar. Congratulations.
So exciting. Congratulations, Malicia. Next, we have the opportunity to bring to you all two of the highest honors that we offer as ACNM as an organization. And it is truly my honor to introduce ACNM President, Dr. Heather Clark.
Good evening, everyone. It's such a pleasure to hear all the awards. We truly have the best and the most amazing midwives with so much talent and so much diversity. And before I present the last two awards, I do want to mention for those of you that were not present that yesterday the New York Midwives Affiliate and the New York Department of Health gave a tremendous recognition and honor to Dr. Betty Carrington, who some of you know was the first Black vice president for ACNM and served years and years in leadership, in education, and in practice for ACNM, and also committees in ACNM. So just wanted to make that little tidbit. So this truly is, thank you, Lexis, and this truly is one of the greatest joys of being a president of ACNM. And my announcement tonight for the 2 special ACNM annual awards is extra special because I know both of these awardees and I've admired them for years, and one of them particularly has been like a mentor to me. And they both represent individuals who have demonstrated a love and passion for midwifery, their clients, students, and community while delicately balancing home and family. You know, it's midwives, that's a difficult task. I cannot think of 2 more deserving individuals, and I'm extremely honored to present their awards. The first ACNM 2024 Excellence in Leadership and Innovation Award. This award recognizes a relatively new midwife, less than 10 years since graduation, who has demonstrated innovative contributions in clinical practice, research, and/or activism. This year's awardee began her career in activism in healthcare as a social justice educator, childbirth educator, doula, community activist, labor and delivery nurse, case manager, childbirth educator, and center in childbirth co-facilitator. So she was already on her path to excellence when she graduated with a master's degree in midwifery and women's health nurse practitioner from the University of Pennsylvania in 2016. The recommendation for this nominee is supported by almost 70 midwives from her affiliate, in addition to the 2 required letters of recommendation. There were 3 accompanying letters from 2021 when she was nominated for the same award but was not chosen. I'd like to meet that midwife who won over her in 2021. She must be pretty amazing and an exceptional human being. Please allow me to introduce this year's exceptional midwife with statements from some of her greatest supporters. Oops. Technical issues here, just hold on. Okay. From the beginning of her career, this midwife has demonstrated innovative creativity in all of her endeavors, which in her own words highlight the essential role of the midwife in our healthcare system, community, and lives. Another, she cares for families and individuals with an understanding of the systemic institutional barriers and challenges that inform and impact how her patients' health and well-being unfold over time. She works within a system in the present moment and works for movement towards equity, justice in healthcare institutions, and society at large over the long haul. She has proven herself to be skillful at bringing together many types of hospital providers. And another, through her leadership and service in ACNM, she has brought a spirit of creativity to affect change within our profession locally and nationally by centering the need for anti-racist and structural competence in midwifery care. She is a midwife to her clients, her colleagues, and mentor to so many midwives of the future. Her inspiration has helped so many get through transition, whether it's in labor or in life. Another colleague described her as being a stabilizing force. She is successful in the traditional academic medical world of scholarship, but also in the non-traditional areas of community building and community education. She celebrates the differences, talks through uncomfortable topics, and has perfected communication, no matter the situation. Her mission is the creation of equity in maternal child health care, one conversation at a time. There are necessary gifts of a creative innovator who will carry our profession into the future. And lastly, a director of OBGYN who worked with the awardee said, "It was not her clinical abilities that set her apart, but her advocacy for our diverse patient population and her innovations in our collaborative education program that includes CNM students, medical students, residents from OBGYN, family medicine, and emergency medicine." Since graduation from UPenn, the nominee has made tremendous contributions to midwifery scholarship. She has published in the Journal of Midwifery and Women's Health, the Journal of OBGYN, and Neonatal Nursing on topics such as facilitated milk production in the context of perinatal palliative care, a model of group prenatal care for patients with prenatally diagnosed fetal anomalies. And she has recently submitted for publication an article on anti-racism training for nutritional professionals with special supplementation for the WIC program. Her presentations are numerous, and I won't mention all of them, but they're numerous, wide-ranging to match her diverse expertise and talents. Many of her presentations feature topics that are close to her heart, such as structural racism, dismantling racism in midwifery and other healthcare settings, eliminating implicit bias, and promoting equity in WIC. Healing circles to heal trauma and build resilience in communities of midwives, and to promote the practice of acting locally to affect national action and increase engagement of midwives. ACNM's 2024 Midwife Extraordinary Accomplishments go far beyond publications and speaking engagements. Throughout her career, she has been active in ACNM and her local community. To name a few of her professional accomplishments, she's worked as a clinical faculty and has delivered lectures and served as clinical preceptor to student midwives, obstetric residents. She's a colleague and a mentor that many seek out for clinical and emotional support. In her second year as a midwife, she joined with fellow midwives and OB colleagues to fight to develop a full-scope midwifery practice in a large urban setting to maintain consumer access to midwifery care after a similar practice had closed. She has worked on many ACNM committees, including the Core Competency Review Committee, the Mentoring Subcommittee of the Midwives of Color Caucus, and more recently appointed as the chair of the Scope of Practice Task Force. Representing midwifery as a member of a Philadelphia Maternal Mortality and Review Committee, where she co-led a number of education sessions on several topics related to maternal mortality and morbidity. She co-created and led the ACNM chapter, the Philly Metro Midwives, currently serving as president. Through her exceptional facilitating and organizational skills, she organized monthly education sessions that turned the Philly Metro Midwives into a welcoming and special community for young and seasoned providers to find social support and broaden their professional knowledge. She has worked with CPMs and traditional midwives in the community of Philadelphia to give families who chose home birth a safety net that more efficiently provided hospital transfer in the event they needed to elevate their level of care. She has co-created and led Melanated Midwives, an affinity group within Philly Metro Midwives, connecting Black, Indigenous, Latinx, Asian, and other midwives, students, and aspiring midwives of color. This affinity group has been key in diversifying the midwifery community in Philadelphia. As a past member of this group, I looked forward to the annual retreats and social gatherings. Finally, driven by her deep passion to dismantle racism and promote equity, our awardee founded Midwife Yay Maestra, MYM, a consulting company for excellence in leadership and innovation. MIM is a Black, Indigenous, Latinx, and people of color consulting collective to cultivate sanctuary spaces and group experiences that promote reflection, growth, healing, and justice. MIM brings together activists, educators, and healthcare professionals with expertise in curriculum design and facilitation. It helps to advance independence, solidarity, wellness, and collective liberation within healthcare communities. Since its inception, NIM has worked with stakeholders nationally, including ACNM affiliates and chapters, schools of nursing, medicine, and law, midwifery, nursing, and residency programs, birth centers, and hospitals, organizations committed to birth work and perinatal health. On May 22nd, this exceptional midwife will join the board of ACNM as the Midwife of Color at Large. It gives me the greatest honor to award the 2024 Excellence in Leadership and Innovation to midwife Mari Carmen Farmer. Oh, I love her hat. Mari,
You get to talk, Mari.
please.
Oh, no.
Please, congratulations. And
I
please.
think Heather did all the talking. Thank you, everyone. This is a huge honor. I'm pretty shocked, actually. All those things are just like things that I love to do. So I feel super lucky to be able to do them with midwives because they're my favorite people in the world. So thank you to everyone who contributed to listing all of those things.
Almost 70.
And it's so nice to be getting this under your leadership, like people I actually know, which is really special to me. And I'm very excited to be working on the board and very grateful to all the people, the many, many people who have mentored me. So thank you. It's really special.
Congratulations once again. So I'm going to move on to our next awardee, which is the ACNM Lifetime Visionary Midwife. ACNM awards this annual honor to an exceptional midwife who has provided continuous, outstanding contributions or distinguished service of historical significance to the development and advancement of midwifery, ACNM, or maternal child health. Again, I have known this midwife for decades. I consider her a mentor, and it is my great joy to award the Lifetime Visionary Award to this individual as one of my last official acts as president. Before becoming a midwife, this honoree served as a childbirth educator and began her nursing career upon graduating from one of the nation's historic HBCUs, Howard University School of Nursing. She subsequently went on to obtain her MSN in midwifery from Georgetown University in 1981. From the beginning of her career, her focus has been on the provision of respectful and physiological care to adolescents, women, babies, and families. One of her nominees stated, "The nominee has been a mover and shaker in midwifery since 1982. She has been an educator and clinician actively engaged in various roles in the American College of Nurse-Midwives and the ACNM Foundation, highlighting her commitment to advancing the midwifery profession." Another, she has been a midwife to teens, to single and married women, to midwifery students, and to birth assistants who went on to become midwives. She has also been the midwife to many midwives, particularly those in her practice, serving not only as an employer, but a compassionate mentor and friend. She has touched the hearts and lives of thousands. And another, during my decades of practice, she has been a sought-after resource for membership and precepting countless students while providing exemplary care during many decades of practice. Her professional accomplishments, her career is marked with years of service to ACNM and littered with many firsts. As a new grad in 1982, she became the first midwife to gain hospital privileges at Georgetown University Hospital and a member of the first private practice team to obtain privileges to practice at DC General Hospital. Serving on ACNM's Division of Research, she provided valuable peer review and commentary on research proposals. Chairperson of the Home Birth Committee, coordinating activities and information related to home birth. Over the years, she served on the nominating committee, Region 4 National Regional Rep, chair of ACNM Friends of Mock and Ethnic Diversity Caucus. She was a member of the Board of Trustees of the ACNM Foundation and served on the ACNM task force appointed by the board in 1916 for the purpose of developing policies to address racism and discrimination in an effort to address their core commitment for diversity and inclusion within ACNM. She's co-authored significant articles on home birth in the Journal of Midwifery and Women's Health and Varney, providing valuable evidence on the safety and practice of home birth. Some of those are home birth with certified nurse midwife attendants. I won't name them all. Shared responsibility in home birth practice, a chapter in Our Bodies, Ourselves, a chapter on pregnancy and birth, choosing your provider and birth settings. She's contributing author into these hands, and she co-authored the chapter on out-of-hospital birth, supporting physiological birth and pregnancy, a birth practical guide. She co-authored a chapter on birth in home and birth center in Varney's 6th edition. The awardee is best known publication is the 1992 co-authored monograph, Home Birth Safety, a review of current literature. Although this monograph was unpublished, the research findings were used in ACNM's first handbook on home birth practice, published in 1994 and updated in 2002. Throughout her long career since 1978, the awardee is well known for her numerous presentations at hospital grand rounds, local facilities, and national organizations, including ACNM, the March of Dimes, AABC annual meetings, Midwifery Business Network, and her alma mater, Howard University. Her presentations served to inspire new midwives by documenting what is possible for midwives and the families we serve. The topics range from safe home birth, transport into professional management, women's holistic healing, the challenge of providing antepartum care for adolescents, how do we get them and keep them, crisis in schools, a model program for pregnant adolescents, the nursing mother who works, the spirit and science of home birth, and the evolution of nurturing a long-term business partnership with contracting and managed care plans. Our awardee was featured twice at the Smithsonian Anacostia Museum and Center for African American History and Culture in Washington, D.C. in its 2 exhibits, Birthing Choices in Contemporary Settings, and Her Story, The Heart, Soul, and Character of the African American Midwife. She was later featured in Heidi Daniels in her short film, With Woman. Without question, tonight's nominee awardee is best known as the first African American woman to co-found an out-of-hospital private midwifery service, Birth Care and Women's Health. In 1987, she joined with her partner, Alice Bales, to purchase and accredit the first out-of-hospital birthing center in Alexandria, Northern Virginia, providing GYN care, family planning, prenatal, postpartum, and births at the center or home. In 2013, when her partner sold her part of the ownership, the awardee became the sole owner and director of the practice, remaining the first and longest Black owner of a private birth center. The center continues to serve the much needed as a much needed solo alternative birthing option to residents in Northern Virginia, DC, and Maryland. Over its 37 years of operation, Birth Care has attended over 4,000 births without one maternal death. Her dedication to women and families at the center is without question. Over decades of operation, the exemplary model of midwifery her practice promotes, it became well sought after as a resource for others who wanted to establish a birth center or for preceptorship. She has served as adjunct faculty and preceptor for countless midwifery students from State University of New York, University of California, San Francisco, Georgetown, Frontier, Shenandoah, University of Michigan, University of Rhode Island, and the Midwifery Institute of Philadelphia, and the University of Maryland. Despite her recent sale of the practice to ACNM, she continues to take call because of DC's restrictions on CNM practice. The awardee's life of service extends beyond midwifery. She is strongly committed to her family of 5 and 12 grandchildren. She exemplifies the art of midwifery with balancing a family. She is married to her devoted husband, Deuce, for over 50 years. Both her and her husband devoted deacons in their community of St. Paul's Baptist Church. It gives me great honor to award Marcia Elaine Jackson as ACNM's Lifetime Visionary Award for 2024. And we are going to share a short video clip that captures the moment we announced to Marcia and her family that she had won the award. The volume. I can't hear any volume. But this video was taken because of the closeness with Marcia and her family, and they all wanted to celebrate in sharing this moment with her. So, Marcia, this is your opportunity to share. But before that, I think Deuce has something for you.
You have something? Okay. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much. My husband is moving over. He's hiding something here. Oh, my. Oh, my. Thank you. Oh, my. Lifetime Visionary Award, Marcia Jackson. And I don't know if you can see it there. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to put it, yeah, but I would have to. Thank you all so much. This was unexpected, but I'm so pleased. I'm very thankful, and I just appreciate you all so much. This definitely comes at a big transition in my life, and it's just been wonderful all of these years being a midwife and birth care. I'm still a midwife, but it's just an honor that I just wasn't expecting. You know, I just wanted to, when I reflected back when Heather and Carolyn Curtis also was on the call with my family, and you know, it was just such a surprise. I knew something was up when both Carolyn and Heather showed up on our family call. We have a family call every week. So that was just very exciting. But I just wanted to quickly just share with you a little bit about how all of this came to be and how all this midwifery stuff got stirred up in me and having a business. Because so many midwives, we become midwives and we just work at the hospital. We do this and a lot of midwives make a lot of money, but I was pulled. It was almost like it evolved on its own, my home birth practice. As a child, my grandmother was a nurse, and I always wanted to be a nurse like her. So she used to have her nurse cap on a dresser. You know, she also owned a nursing home for older people, you know, people whose families couldn't care for them. So I always wanted to be a nurse as a little girl. And it wasn't until I became an adult that I found out my grandmother was not a nurse, but she had her nursing cap. She wore it around the nursing home. She also wore it to church. So a lot of you folks will understand that. So that's what I saw, and I always aspired to be a nurse. My mom was a nurse. She's a PhD. My mom is here with us now, and she lives here with me, and we're sharing her last days here. So that's also, it's a lot right now that we're dealing with, but it's just such a joy and a pleasure that I can nurse my mom and midwife my mom at this time in her life. My dad owned his own business. So it was like as a child, I saw him running a business. He was a mason contractor. He did a lot of missionary work all over the country. He built churches in other countries. And just the other day, my husband and I were riding up New Jersey Avenue in DC. There's a church there on New Jersey Avenue that my dad would come down from New Jersey, and the church happened to be on New Jersey Avenue. And he built that church with other men from the church. So I had that. My grandfather in North Carolina, he was a farmer, and he had his business, sold pigs. And he made sure all of his kids were educated. All of his kids did very well. So education has always been very important in our family. And I saw this as a child, and I aspired to be a nurse. And then after I finished at Howard, when I had my first child, I went to childbirth classes and figured I could do something a little better. I started teaching childbirth classes. I learned about midwives, and there were midwifery services in the area. I started birth assisting with some of them. So one night at a birth with Judy Melson, some of you know her. She's also a Lifetime Visionary Award member. She told me, Marcia, you got to apply. You got to come to Georgetown and do your midwifery, you know, because I had looked into it before, but at that time it was just a certificate, and I wasn't going to go if it wasn't a master's. So I went to Georgetown, finished that program, and with all the love my family has poured into me, and they just gave me such a strong, firm foundation, I was able to get through that program. And it's just been decades now that, you know, I've been with birth care. Alice and I started birth care, but I started a home birth practice that evolved on its own, and then it continued to evolve. And then Alice and I, at an ACNM meeting in Orlando, Florida, back in 1987, birth care was birthed. Neither one of us paid too much attention to any of the speakers at that meeting because we decided to come together to start birth care. So birth care was birthed at an ACNM conference in 1987 in Orlando, Florida. And I just wanted to quickly just say some of the things that I've learned over these decades of having this practice. And during this transition, I learned that it's not easy work. You have to be very committed. You got to love what you do. You have to keep things simple. You got to know where your help comes from. It keeps you very prayerful in doing this kind of work. You have to have a supportive team. You have to be frugal. You have to listen to the clients and the staff and the community. You have to find out what people want, and you have to see what you can do to help to make that happen. You know, you have to accept that the decision ultimately falls on you. That's not always easy, but it falls on you. You have to accept the challenges. You share what you know. You educate students. That's so important. Students always reach out to birth care because there are not a lot of opportunities for them. There are more growing, but for birth center and home birth practices, there aren't a lot of practices. And we need to do that and make sure that, you know, we make that available to our students. You got to make decisions. You got to look at the big picture. You don't want to have tunnel vision. You got to look at the history. You got to do your homework, stay organized, ask for help when it's needed. You'll be surprised. In the last couple of years, I needed a lot of help. And the midwives in the community, it was just amazing that midwives just took call, covered our service. Our clients were like, I picked this midwife, she was great. You know, so you would be surprised. The help is out there. You have to ask. You got to be kind, be thorough, be careful. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Have fun, enjoy what you do. Remember to get some sleep. Keep your gas tank full. And you got to learn to fall asleep anywhere. You got to, it's a skill you have to learn. You got to have balance that home and work balance. You got to spend time with your partner. We'll be doing that more. He just retired. I'm in the process of retiring. Avoid burnout. That's sometimes hard to do. A lot of us get burned out. We get burned out pretty quickly. Always be professional. Dress appropriately. It's sometimes a bit scary, but you got to step out on faith. Thank you again for this honor. Again, it was totally unexpected. Having a vision is important, and you have to work hard to make the vision come into fruition. Having that firm foundation helped me. I had a lot of love poured into me growing up, and my family continues to support me in everything that I do. I'm very humbled to know that my work is God's work, and it's being commended today. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you so much, Marshall. This is not finished yet. And secretly, he told me he hoped he got a kiss out of this, so you owe him.
I owe him a kiss.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. And there's so many well wishes, congratulations
all.
in the chat. Okay. And I'll turn it back to Jessica.
I think it's me, but
Oh,
it's
okay.
good. Well, thank you so much, Marsha. As you can see in the chat, you've literally inspired a generation. So many of you, Heather, you included, so many greats who have just laid the path and provided this stepping stone for people like myself and newer midwives who are taking up the mantle. So just thank you for your words of wisdom, and thank you for so many years of service and for inspiring a generation. So that is the last of our official awards. I just want to, let's do a round of applause for our new fellows, for all of our faculty, our preceptors, all of our award recipients. And honestly, to each and every one of you, we might not have given you an official award tonight, but we are very, very deeply grateful for all of the work that you each continue to do. We know it has not been an easy time for our profession, but you keep showing up every day. You keep sticking by us, and we just want to tell you thank you. So we don't have an award for you or a medal, but we are very, very deeply appreciative. And we ask that each of you continue to work with us. Let's fight for not only the people that we serve, but for our profession. I promise you brighter days are ahead. So as we move forward, we'd like for you to mark your calendars. We do have an upcoming business meeting that will be on May 22nd. I believe that's a Wednesday, from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern. It will be via Zoom. We will be honoring outgoing board members who have served us during a very hard time. We would love for you to show up for that. And we'll also be installing our new ACNM board members, and also talking about a vision for how we'd like to move forward as ACNM. So please put that on your calendar. That Zoom link will be coming out soon. And, you know, just stick by us. We just really want to hear your voices. We want to, you know, carry midwifery forward. So we look forward to seeing you then. Normally we would say kick up your heels and hit the dance floor and all the things that we do, but we don't have a dance party tonight. So you can put your house shoes on and your pajamas and get some rest tonight, okay? And we'll party hopefully next year. So y'all have a wonderful evening, and thank you again so much for being with us. Have a good night.
I just want to thank our sponsor, Mom Cozy, for doing all that they've done to help support ACNM, and check out their website if you don't know what Mom Cozy is.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you all.
Hmm.
Good night. Hmm?